T minus 3, 2, 1, ignition.
What you know about this life? Yeah. Just relax, baby, get high. Yeah, you're on your way to the best night ever. No top.
What is up, everyone? This is your Week 15 recap. We're going to start this off with something I like to call the highest 2 minutes, where I take a hit before going through each matchup. Cheers. All right, we're going to start with Michael versus Thomas. Huge week for both teams. Michael was really clutch and played Miles Sanders, who had 35 points. T-Bay just had too much firepower. First leg score, 190, 175. All right, Jacob versus Bobby. Christian McCaffrey had 33. No one else scored over 17 points on his whole team. Jacob's wide receivers were huge. Played 3 receivers. They had a total of 61 points. Looks like Bobby's luck has run out. First leg score, 144, 119. All right, next we have Connor versus Nick Hill. Lamar Jackson plus Julio Jones plus Darren Waller accounted for 57 points, or 57% of Connor's total points. But in the end, Pat's D makes a difference with 18 huge points. Nick Hill takes the lead after the first leg, 158 and 153. Next, the granddaddy of them all, the toilet bowl. Myself versus Andrew, the underachievers come up clutch with over 200 points. Never before had they scored over 140 points during the regular season. Saquon finally lives up to his potential, scores 31. Jameis Winston and Ryan Tannehill combined for 60 points. Vikings defense gets 30. Thank God for Phillip Rivers. Andrew, you're welcome for trading you Todd Gurley because he's your second best player and your only non-quarterback to score in double digits. All right, so now let's dive deeper into these matchups. First let's start off with mine and Andrew's matchup. Correction, I said Todd Gurley was the only non-quarterback to score double digits. That is not true. Chiefs defense also scored 10 points. So, at least you got that going for you, Andrew. But like I said, our matchup was a serious ass whooping. My team finally does well. My 2 running backs Saquon had 31, Kamara only had like 11. But you know what? It's a hell of a game. And who would have thought trading Carson Wentz for Jameis Winston would save my season, or at least save me from having to do a punishment. So, also, Ryan Tannehill is a god. Plus, Phillip Rivers finally helps my team because he just played like such ass, and I happen to play the Vikings defense. So, you love to see it. And finally, thank you, Phillip Rivers. Andrew, one interesting stat is that you had 4 total players with double digits, and my team, I only had 1 player not in double digits. So, it was a pretty neat day for me. Final score of the first leg, 205.58 to 113.28. My prediction for the final result for our matchup, I predict I'm going to win. Andrew's team could have a great week next week, but just cannot overcome how amazing my team was. Andrew, for what it's worth, I hope you have to eat a pizza on Instagram Live alone, and everybody has to watch it. Moving on, we have Connor versus Nick Hill. Lamar Jackson, Julio Jones, and Darren Waller were basically your entire team. But, that's not too bad because you've scored over 150 points. So that's not bad. Nick Hill's team has the Nick Chubb, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. They had 43% of his total points. So, just 2 great weeks for you guys, and this is the most competitive and close matchup to watch. Also, just noting Pat's defense, maybe the best pick of the draft, the last pick, and turns out to come up clutch in the playoffs. Their first leg score was 158.56 to 153.54. My prediction for their matchup, I predict Nick Hill will win, solely because I have his first round pick, so I'm rooting for him to win so I can get that number 1 spot. Sorry, Connor, it's nothing personal. Moving on, we have Jacob versus Bobby. And Christian McCaffrey had a great week, as always, 33.5 points, and nobody else on your team had over 17. Jacob was basically playing without a tight end and still won by 25. And your big three just didn't have enough to carry you this week, and it hurts you in the first week of a 2-week matchup. First leg score 144.72 to 119.9. And my prediction is that Jacob wins. Christian McCaffrey is probably going to have 40 points, but it's just not enough to overcome the first week. And moving on to the championship matchup, Michael versus T-Bay. It's a huge game for both teams. The final score of this for the first leg was 190.22 to 175.72. That's 2 huge weeks. And Michael, here's kudos to you, because a big move on your part was that you didn't play Kirk Cousins. He only had 8 points, and that would have really set you back. However, a bad move you made was that you didn't play Joe Mixon. But who would have thought Leonard Fournette would kind of poop the bed like he did? And also kudos to you, Miles Sanders went off. Ultimately, in the end, Tom's team just has too much firepower, and he takes a 15-point lead going into the final week. My prediction for your guys' final matchup is that Thomas will win. It hurts that he doesn't have Chris Godwin anymore, but his debt saves him because his bench is so deep that it's not going to matter, and all his great running backs are going to make up for it anyway. Also, I'd just like to note Michael trading me Jameis Winston essentially loses him the championship, because Jameis Winston just killed it week 15, and he's going to have another great week 16 playing the Houston Texans. I also want to point out some of the top starts of the week. So, for example, Jacob made a smart move starting Jamison Crowder this week, and scoring 24 points. And then you have Michael, who got a huge game starting the Bills defense. Go Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Myself, I played A.J. Brown this week, who had a huge 24.4 points. And also T-Bay playing, Tyler Higbee, whatever the fuck his name is, for the Rams. He had a huge 20.1 points, which really saved him, as Michael had George Kittle, who also had 20 plus. But I think the biggest play of the week had to be Michael playing Miles Sanders. It's a huge start. He had 35.2 points, and really kept him in that matchup. And that is all I have for you today. I want to wish you guys good luck this weekend. Have a Merry Christmas. And I will see you bitches at the Super Bowl. Peace.
Vape Nation!